Hello and welcome to the CDO Magazine interview series. I'm Jason Masker, Field CTO with Stratascale, and we're participating with CDO Magazine, MIT CDO IQ, and the International Society of Chief Data Officers in a series of interviews. Today I have the pleasure of speaking with Jason Beyer, Vice President of Data and Analytics at Bridgestone Americas. Jason, how are you today?
Good, Jason. Nice to talk to you again.
Do you see anything that was super important early on that maybe you feel like you've got a handle on? How do you see your priorities changing in the future and over time? And any advice to the rest of the community out there, kind of facing the same things, wondering what to prioritize?
Yeah, I think it starts with getting the fundamentals right and getting the right people on the bus, so to speak. So getting the fundamentals right of focusing on data quality and your data governance first, and having that embedded. Don't wait for that to be perfect because it'll never be perfect, but having those fundamentals set first. Having your fundamentals around your operating model and how your team is going to deliver on the work and how that will function. Who are your partnerships to the left and to the right and in all directions that are critical to your success, and making sure those relationships are well formed and those dependencies are well understood, and how you navigate through conflict, and then bringing that to bear with the modality of having the right people in your organization, right? Having that mix of people who are hungry, eager, want to grow with you, and have the talent, the skills and competencies, or have the learning agility to reach that with you. And I think having the right blend of people in the right positions at the right time is critically important. And I'm proud of the work that we've done as an organization to really foster that, to appreciate the diversity of people and kind of where their strengths and opportunities are, but also to really kind of position people for success and growth and maneuverability, to be really flexible and dynamic to meet those business needs, because the priorities in a space like this are changing very quickly. So my advice to the audience: get your people in the right spots, get the fundamentals right, but also have that agility, be nimble and be ready to change and get comfortable with change and being dynamic around how you adjust your models, and maybe sometimes have positions that have never existed before, but that's what's needed in the moment, or there's someone uniquely positioned to play in that role, and really being adaptive to this situation.
So you've mentioned a couple times the importance of culture, community, right? We all end up playing these roles, especially as the leader of a data organization, right? As the advocate of data kind of across the org. Any special advice, in the individual projects and encounters with different business units? We've all experienced different degrees of support, I'll say.
Yeah.
And any advice to, bringing the rest across the org on board with sort of the mission and being more data driven?
Yeah. The concept of a data-driven organization, and when you look and have an enterprise role, can be quite daunting, right? When you think about how to influence that across an entire organization. My advice is break that down into kind of targeted alliances, and through that, some groups are going to be ready and maybe not eager or willing, and you'll have the inverse. You'll have some who are willing but maybe not ready for some of the capabilities, and finding the right matches where you can prove the concepts, build momentum, and show some of those wins. So we have good examples where we're on really a very focused sustainability journey. So our partnership with our sustainability team to really bring a data-driven approach on how we think about material circularity and achieving our 2050 goals of 100% material circularity in tires and 100% carbon neutral, bringing data-driven approaches to that can be influential and impactful beyond just the sustainability team, because that'll carry into manufacturing and procurement and product design and across the organization when you think about all the scopes of sustainability. So picking those alliances and being really thoughtful and intentional of where you're focusing those alliance partnerships, prioritizing some of the work according to those based on willingness but also readiness, I think has been a real key to our success, and recognizing that you can't be everywhere all at the same time, but be really thoughtful about choosing, specifically how you tackle which groups you want to bring on board, but also show that you're multifaceted. Don't just focus on marketing because they're willing and ready and only deliver there. You've got to plant the seeds. You've got to be working those other alliances and preparing them for maybe they're not willing and you've got to do the convincing. Maybe they're willing, but they're not ready and you've got to help them kind of shore up that readiness as well.
Well, thanks, Jason. Any last thoughts or words of advice you'd like to say to data teams or data leaders out there?
Yeah, I guess just my last thoughts or advice is just data and analytics is a journey. It's something that is evolving in front of our eyes, and I think the ability to engage in the community of chief data officers and analytics officers and equivalents, really to share practices, because I think we're all learning together, and I view it as a team sport. We can learn from each other and influence together. Because I really view the craft of what we're doing is in an important moment of evolution and maturity, and I'm excited to see where it's going to be in 10 years.
Well, thanks, Jason, for your time today. Please visit cdomagazine.tech for additional interviews.